Hey guys, welcome back to the Laid Back Homestead. I'm Crystal, and today we are going to be harvesting all of our sweet potatoes to prepare for Thanksgiving. If you caught my life update video, I had surgery this past Monday. It is Saturday, but in a cruel twist of fate, the Monday that I had my surgery, it got down to 29 degrees here. And the sweet potatoes they're done. Now, I am hosting Thanksgiving, so that's why I grew them. And I ran the experiment where one bed I did the whole sweet potato. That's how I normally grow them because I'm a little bit lazy. And then the other bed, I actually had rooted out some sweet potato slips and put them in there. So we're going to harvest everything, clean out that bed, and then we'll weigh it and see if there was actually any difference between the two. If it turns out that the slips are more productive, then that's how I'll grow them from now on. So here's where we are. Like I said, this did not look like this prior to my surgery. Everything was much greener. But the weather dropped, the cucumbers got hit, pretty much everything got hit, but it's time for us to get the sweet potatoes out. Oh, look, I have a friend. So just a reminder, these totes are not open to the ground. These are self-watering totes, so there is a water reservoir. So each of these had the exact same amount of growing medium, and they were watered at the same time and kept on the same schedule. So there's only so far down these sweet potatoes can actually be. And in true chop and drop fashion, everything just gets mixed in with our soil. I'll throw some compost on that and I'll be planting out in it this week. Let's see if slips make a difference. We got a tomato? Mm-hmm. Wow. Didn't even realize any of those were still producing in there. What's crazy is in this bed had more flowers. That bed, really, I didn't see any sweet potato flowers. This bed had a ton of sweet potato flowers opened at one point. Made a lot of flowers and not a lot of fruit. Well, we have our two piles. That was the lazy way, where I planted the whole sweet potato. That was what I got from rooting the slips. I have to say, I am really surprised. Really surprised. I really thought that the slips, because they had been flowering so much more, were going to produce more. At this rate, it was not worth my time rooting those slips. Better off throwing the whole sweet potato into the ground and seeing what we get. We'll go ahead and just get a weight on them just for giggles' sake. Even though very clearly the lazy method really outproduced the other side. So crazy. Okay.
8 pounds, 7.5 ounces.
So just shy of 8.8 pounds from the bed with just the sweet potatoes in it. The whole sweet potatoes. And the side with the slips?
4 pounds, 1.4 ounces.
Wow, so
Double.
Pretty close to double the amount by planting the whole sweet potato rather than the rooted slips. Well, tell me, have y'all ran this experiment? Did you get different results? I'd be curious to know other people's experiences, so let me know down below, because really I fully expected more from the slip bed. I really did. Well guys, I have to admit I was completely surprised by this experiment. I ran it because there was someone in my local gardening group who was saying you can't grow sweet potatoes by simply planting the whole sweet potato. And I knew that had to be an old wives' tale just because I've been growing them for years like that. However, with there being so much noise around, you know, sprouting your own slips and growing them that way, I thought, well, maybe I'll take the time and do that, and that's what I did. But I mean, in my instance, in this experiment, I have to say, I mean, I got almost 8 pounds out of the bed with just the whole sweet potato, and I got half that out of the ones with the slips. Yeah, so my best guess, maybe the sweet potato itself served as a source of nutrition and that helped them grow more vigorous. I don't know, but I do know that I have enough sweet potatoes for Thanksgiving, actually extra, so I'm super excited about that. Either way, a win's a win. However, I think I will stick with the lazy way of doing it from here on out because it just makes the most sense to me. Well, thank y'all for hanging out with us and coming along. This experiment's been going on, I mean, probably 6 months, pretty close to that. If you're into gardening and homesteading content, I encourage you to subscribe. And until next time, stay blessed.